Hi, I'm Dr. Papia Bhattacharjee. In this problem, we have to use sigma notation to write this sum. So, in a compact form, rewrite this sum with just one notation, and that's the sigma notation. So, first of all, let's write down the notation. This is the sigma, and it represents a sum of numbers or sum of terms. Okay. Now, we have to start with the first term should be for n equals 1. So, we have to start with n equals 1. What we have to figure out first is how do we rewrite all these numbers using one formula. So, first don't consider it as a sum. Ignore these plus signs and think of it as a sequence. It's like a sequence of 5 numbers. And think, how can you rewrite each of these numbers in terms of n values? So what I mean by that is, so this first number will be for n equals 1 in a sequence. Think of sequence in the previous section, right? So for n equals 1, how will you rewrite this number in terms of 1? Same for 8. 8 should be rewritten as n equals 2 for n equals 2. And then this one is for n equals 3, n equals 4, and n equals 5. So the idea is, how will you write 4 in terms of 1, 8 in terms of 2, 12 in terms of 3, and so on. So how do we do that? 4 is 4 times 1, right? Okay, what is 8 in terms of 2? 4 times 2, yes? 12 will be 4 times 3. 16, 4 times 4, 20 is 4 times 5. So do you see the pattern here, right? For each n value, we are getting these numbers, right? For n equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in general, what is the nth term? What is that one formula? When you plug in n equals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you get each of these numbers. Well, obviously, 4 times n, right? So that's the general form, and that's the main thing that you have to figure out. So when we use the sigma notation, we have to find the general term, write it down. So that's our function. Okay, so 4n is the function, and now you have to look at the sum. And how many sums do we have? We have 5 different numbers. Okay, and then starting with n equals 1. So in the bottom of the sigma notation, we write n value, the starting value for n. And since n is starting at 1, we write n equals 1. And then on the top, we have to write the ending value for n. Now there are only 5 numbers, and it ends at n equals 5. So in the top, we will just write 5. So this means that we plug in n equals 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and stop and add all those numbers, which is exactly what's given to us. So this is how you represent this sum using the sigma notation. Thank you.